Today is Tuesday, Parashat Tissa. There is a paragraph in the parasha of this week that relates to Shabbat, where Hashem tells Moshe, "V'ata daber el bnei Yisrael." You speak to bnei Israel, lemor, to tell them, "Ach et Shabbatotai tishmoru." Observe my Shabbat. Ki ot hi beni ubenechem ledorotechem, because it's a sign of a covenant between me and you for your generations, etc. But Hashem already commanded us in Aseret HaDibarot that we read, Parashat Yitro, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat lekadesho. What is here being repeated about Shabbat that we didn't know before? Well, it's a beautiful Hasidic story about Rav Shmelke of Nikolsburg. One time there was a needy person that knocked on his door who needed help, and he looked around. He didn't have exactly what to give him. He looked around. The only thing he found a piece of jewelry, and he said, "Okay, here, take this." His wife just came home, and I said, "What? You gave that piece of jewelry? It's worth a lot of money. Let's say it's worth $2,500. How could you have given it?" So Rav Shmelke goes out of the house and starts chasing that man. The man thinks that he's chasing him to get back the piece of jewelry. But when he catches up with him, he tells him, "It's worth $2,500. Please don't sell it cheap. Make sure that you realize the value of it." So in a way, this is how Shmelke describes also the idea in this pasuk where Hashem tells Moshe, "Please tell Am Yisrael about Shabbat, how important it is. They should realize the value of a Shabbat and how important it is and what benefit it has that we have from it." We say, "Ki him mekor haberacha." The Shabbat shines its rays of blessing for the whole rest of the days of the week. So if we give the Shabbat what it deserves, then the Shabbat will give a lot more than what we give the Shabbat. And in truth, it's mentioned here as we are going through the construction of the Mishkan, of the sanctuary, to tell us that all the activities that were used to create or to make the Mishkan, the sanctuary in the desert, you couldn't do on Shabbat. Even though the project of building a sanctuary was so important, but you could not desecrate the Shabbat to make it. And from this we learn also what activities are not allowed to do on Shabbat is any activity or similar to that activity that was used in making the Mishkan. So therefore, that's why we cannot paint and we cannot cook, because they needed to cook the dyes to make the colors, to dye the curtains. There's every aspect of making the Mishkan translates into 39 types of creative activities that those were to refrain from on Shabbat. However, there are of course exceptions. Chachamim say that's where the word ach et shabbatotai tishmoru means that there are exceptions. One exception is if there is pikuach nefesh, if there is a danger to life or for a person's health, he needs to be taken care of, then there is nothing in the way of maintaining the life and the health of a person, and therefore, by doing that which otherwise would be forbidden, you're actually fulfilling a mitzvah of saving someone's life and taking care of making sure that he stays healthy. So that's an exception on the Shabbat. But the halachot, the rules of Shabbat are quite complicated. There are 39 main activities, and it's all for us to keep the Shabbat in a way to observe it and dedicate it to spirituality and to enjoy our relationship with Hashem and to enjoy also our connection with our family and to make it a very, very special quality time that will shine then its rays on the whole rest of the days of the week. And just to know the rules, you have to learn and to give it kavod, to give it honor. There's two aspects of Shabbat. Zachor et Yom HaShabbat lekadesho. You remember Shabbat to sanctify it, whether it's with nice clothing, nice meals, giving it importance of quality time, and the observance is to refrain from those activities that shouldn't be done, like using the phone or driving or chas v'shalom cooking or anything that would be a forbidden activity. So there is zachor and shamor, sanctifying it in the way that it needs to be sanctified, and refrain from those mundane activities, so that it's a very special day of the week. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.